Hey everyone, welcome back to another electric e-bike video. This one we're going to talk about a real important issue. This is a safety tip that I want you guys to pay attention to. Now, this is not a common occurrence by any indication whatsoever, but it has happened. And of course, this would apply to any type of a bike with a folding frame. You're folding a hinge right here. What you want to do is make sure you clean this whole area up where all these welds are at. And you're going to want to inspect really carefully the whole backside and the whole entire front side of the frame where it's welded. Now, I got an extra light in here, as you can see. I've cleaned mine up. I've gone around, I've inspected it. And even use a magnifying glass if you have to. Look really closely at these welds for any indication of any cracks or breaks in that weld. Now, if you have an obvious crack in that weld, you're going to be able to see it. But there could be some real minute hairline cracks that you may only be able to see using a little magnifying glass like this. Very important safety tip. It really applies to how you ride your bike. I mean, if you're out there, like really trail bouncing on your bike, trying to ride wheelies, doing things this way and that way, that's going to put you at an extreme risk for something happening with these welds. But it's something you want to get in the habit of checking periodically. I would say at least twice a year. And if you notice any actual evidence that you have a crack in one of these welds, please do not continue to ride your bike. It is an extreme safety issue if you do that, because this area right here has got the most stress on it outside of the entire bike. Now, back in the day, what I always understood about welding, if it was done correctly, is that the actual welded part is supposed to be stronger than the actual metal itself. But if the weld is not done to certain quality standards, or they're mass producing stuff so fast that they're maybe trying to cut, cost or corners at the factory. And keep in mind, if there's not good quality control at the factory, especially where these are done overseas in China, you can't see every little thing that they're doing that could be cutting a corner to cut cost or to rush through a certain production quota. So please inspect your folding frame hinge weld points on your bikes. Do it, take your time, make sure you've cleaned everything up. I can't stress this enough. I mean, this is something that I was not aware of back when I got my bike, and I've almost had my bike for 2 years now. I have not found any evidence of any compromised issues with the actual weld points on both of my bikes, being the Electric 2.0 and the Rad Mini 4. But there are post out there in forums where this has happened to people, but I would suspect that may have to do with riding conditions. But even excuse me, simple riding conditions, like where we go out and go fishing, the road's bumpy. It's got a lot of vibration from the chunks of gravel all over the road. I'm not sitting there bunny hopping, hitting potholes, and going off-roading on dirt trails, but that still vibrates the bike. So just make sure you're checking these frame hinge weld areas. Really good, guys. Safety first. Always keep that in mind with these bikes. I mean, worst thing you could imagine is going down the road, a weld breaks, this thing splits in half. You're going to get seriously injured, not to mention potentially cause injury to other people. So other than that, you guys keep safe. Please keep an eye on your bikes, the maintenance and everything. And I will see you on the next electric e-bike video. Peace.